So Katie and I are buying a new house. As you can see from behind me, I have fully convinced her that we should move to the west side of town. We're gonna take you guys on the tour of the place. We've started cleaning out already. We've started demo work, but we'll show you inside. We'll give you the breakdown on how we acquired this lead, how we're funding the entire renovation, because it's not coming from our pocket. It's coming from something else, and ultimately how we're gonna move in here for little to no money out of pocket. Okay, so the plan with this property. First off, we acquired this. This was an online lead on our side. So search engine optimization, it's still working. We got this lead. Kind of give you a quick backstory because this was probably one of the more interesting scenarios. We'll get some light in here just so you can see my gorgeous face. The gentleman lived in Thailand full time. Very unique, very interesting scenario. He had inquired probably like 6 a.m. in the morning. It came through to my phone. I texted him right away. I'm like, hey, I saw that you had submitted the inquiry. Can we jump on a call at some point this morning? So I had actually got on the phone with him at 7. We started talking, scheduled the appointment for 11. Will tagged along with just to basically take up space, use the oxygen in the room. He wasn't very useful, obviously took the worst photos I've ever seen. But we ended up contracting the place. So morning lead, 6 a.m., contracted by 11:30-ish, and then we closed 2 weeks later. So that is kind of the vastness, the speed of implementation on our side. And with some of those online leads that come in, you just need to take precedence right away. But this place, you can see we already started some of the demo work. What the vision is, what the plan is here, is obviously we're replacing all the flooring. We had to rip it out. It smelled like dog and cat piss so bad in here. The guy's wife, they were estranged for like 6-7 years. The guy's wife had passed away. The dog and cat were in here for 2 weeks on their own. Peeing, pooping, probably eating one another. Like they were eating the dogs, eating the cats, as Trump would say. With that being said, they were still living when we actually came here for the appointment, but everything was soaked. There was pee pads in here. So all this, we sealed it with a Kills and oil-based primer just to get the smell completely out of here. We had to scrape down, like you can see on the floor right here, like where it's rough, it was actually swollen up from all the piss that was on the floor. So I had to scrape that up, and we've been doing everything that you see so far on our own. Haven't hired contractors yet. We actually did have to do a roof repair, so we did hire that out. But this will stay the dining room here, living room, first living room right there. And then the kitchen, we completely gutted. So the vision here is we'll keep this island. We'll actually probably make it another couple feet larger. It's gonna be like white oak, tin-ish, like wood grain cabinets on the main, or for the lowers, white upper cabinets with white quartz counters, stainless appliances, tile backsplash. It'll be really pretty once it's done. And then it'll have the L-shape living area or kitchen area here, big island with some seating. I think we're just gonna put like a boob light is what we call them up on the ceiling here, because we're probably not gonna have an eat-in dining room. But the one thing that I noticed is this house has a mold issue. Water damage issue is probably the correct terminology. So when I was scraping the floors in here, and we'll get some lights on for you guys. When I was scraping the floors, I'm like, it's a little strange that the floor over here is wet. And you can kind of see some old remnant staining, but voila, it's completely wide open now. All of this, let me see if I can get a pointer here for you guys. I was scraping away at the floor, and then I'm like, I had the great idea. I'm like, okay, let's just start hitting the plaster work like that. The end of my ice scraper went right through the plaster, started ripping it down, and now this is all, like this is rotted out. You can kind of see that there. We did have some supports going across. That's still rotted out. And then I cut this one already. So all of this framing has to be changed. There is no sill plate in the bottom here. That was all rotted out as well. It was actually covered in like black mold because it was so wet for so long, but we'll fix that, reframe it, encapsulate everything, seal it up properly, which is basically schlacking, insulating, and then vapor bearing, and then the new plaster. But in here, we got the wood burner. This is all gonna be painted, new mantle, painted these. We're painting the tongue and groove ceiling. Some of you guys might hate me for that, but drop your comment down below on what your thoughts are. I'll have Will splice in the after design once we're done with the place on what we're hoping it'll look like, because then it'll give you a little bit more of a vision as I'm kind of walking you through the basics here. Then we just have the garage entrance right here. We'll show you that in just a second. And then the laundry room. So this used to be a vanity, used to be a washer and dryer. Now we got nothing. So all the bathrooms are gonna be redone. We're gonna paint and prime all the doors. And then the garage is freaking sick. Like, you could back up a dump truck in here. This is what I'm thinking. Will said it smelled like tuna and olives, tuna and olive sandwich. He is from the UP, so I've never had that before. I don't even like either of them, but if you guys want to envision what that probably smells like, that's this garage. But huge third bay. We have the back shed as well, so it's like plenty of storage space. Probably have workout equipment up here. Gonna have a sick garage gym, so you guys stay tuned for that as we keep progressing along this rehab journey. But my dad just did the patchwork today on the drywall. We still need to do the ceiling at some point. It's just a lot of work. There's one thing after another. I'll be here this evening, re-priming all the trim, sanding down some of the high spots, and just getting it prepped and ready to go for painting here. Well, there we go. Come on in. And then as we kind of continue forward, we're sitting on roughly 3,082 square feet on the first floor, second floor. The basement's completely unfinished. It's a mess down there, so we probably won't show you that in this video. We got a hallway bathroom, same thing here. Replace the vanity, replace the toilet, paint, make it look nice. And then this will be the office. I was gonna try to come up with some sort of cool terminology for it, but this is just gonna be where I make all my money. I'm gonna print money in here, Will. We're gonna have a nice camera set up, maybe shoot some spicy videos if you catch my drift, I don't know. There might be a link down below to subscribe, whatever you guys are into. Just kidding, Katie would not go for that. Not because I haven't asked. I'm joking, I'm joking. No, yeah, so that's first floor office, could be another bedroom. And then we have 4 beds up here, but we started priming all the trim already. So it's gonna be white trim, almost like a white on white finish. The walls are gonna be kind of an off-white color instead of this ugly red that's on here right now. But all these floors, we had to do the same thing. It was all covered in cat piss, dog piss. We had to kills everything in here, rip everything out. It just took so much longer than expected. And this is, I think we're a week and a half into owning the place. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. So a decent amount of progress for that amount of time. These other bedrooms are the same as that one. Then this hallway bathroom. This will be kind of cool. So new vanity here, toilet. We're gonna rip out this fiberglass surround. Just do a fiberglass base, tiled upper part. We have a guy doing it. It'll probably be about, I don't know, $1,600, $1,700 to do that one. The master will be a lot more expensive just because the largeness of this shower area. But in here, this is a decent sized room. Again, this floor reeked. Like it was, there's high spots all over the place, but it reeked of piss everywhere. So then in here, we got the master bath. Gonna have a huge cabinet right here. I did buy a moisture meter, actually, because you can see on a lot of these different areas, there's like a moisture ring up there. And then in one of the bedroom closets, there's the same thing. So I don't believe that they're actively leaking. It wouldn't really surprise me if it was. But then we're gonna have a dual vanity, nice new toilet, and then a fully tiled surround. So we'll probably try to bring it out a little bit further if we can. I don't know if we need this soffit this high, so we might raise this up a little bit. I'll change some of the framing on our side of things, but that's kind of the down and dirty on this house. It's big, it's nicer than our newer one, but I know you guys wanna know how we're getting into this for little to no money out of our pocket. So let's jump into that once we get outside. So the way we bought this one, we ended up getting a private loan on the purchase for basically the entire purchase amount. And what that allowed us to do is come to the table with $0 out of pocket. Now, what we're doing to fund the rehab is we're getting a commercial loan through a local bank that we normally use, and they are going to fund the entire purchase plus renovation for us, basically on a refinance type of loan. So then what Katie and I will do, because the company currently owns this place, CB Home Solutions is the owner of this house, and then what we will do is we're going to sell our house, use the proceeds funds from that, make the down payment, and then we're going to be the new owners of a fully renovated house for little to no money out of our own pocket, because we're just using equity. We're playing the equity game when it comes down to it. It's definitely possible. That's actually how we bought our first one. That's how we're buying this one. That's how I would recommend anyone who's in the flipping business to acquire their first house is buy it through the company, then use the company's dollars to renovate everything and so on and so forth. Maybe pay the company a little bit of profit if you need to, just to make it look good on paper. And you can acquire a fully renovated house for typically 70% of market value, because you're not paying the huge profit or holding costs or closing costs or anything like that. So we will be sitting really well. The initial purchase was $397. We'll probably have 70 to 80,000 in a renovation. It'll probably be worth 600, 650 once it's done. We'll probably have about a $200,000 down payment. So whatever the math equals there, we'll of course calculate that on his side, but we'll be sitting pretty good with equity. Maybe use some of the equity to borrow out on other flips and just get a return on our investment. So leverage does allow you to make a hell of a lot more money, especially in this business.